Darth Vader, the most well known villain in Hollywood sci fi history, created by the one and only George Lucas, has been featured in numerous games. Darth Vader featured in Star Wars Outlaws and gravely disappointed the fans out there, including myself. Hi, welcome to the channel, people. My name's Flip, and today we'll be discussing Darth Vader, the difference that Respawn Entertainment brought us versus Ubisoft. Let's get going. Darth Vader, the most iconic villain of the Star Wars saga, created by George Lucas, that first graced the silver screen in the groundbreaking film Star Wars 1977, which is now officially retitled as Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope. The character's interpretation and portrayal were the result of a collaboration effect involving multiple talented individuals, each contributing to a crucial element to bring this complex and yet epic character to life. It took the combined effort of three key people to recognize this menacing presence of Darth Vader. First and foremost, David Prowse, a towering bodybuilder whose impressive physique and commanding presence allows him to physically embody the role of Darth Vader with an intimidating statue. Secondly, the most brilliant actor, James Earl Jones, who provides a deep, black, responsive voice, providing the character with powerful and unforgettable voice performance that has become associated with the Dark Lord of the Sith.
I want to know what happened to the plans they sent you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And certainly, last but not least, the sound designer Ben Burt, who created the iconic and instantly recognizable breathing sound effect that became an part of Vader's personnel.
The breathing for Vader was recorded by putting a little tiny microphone down inside a regulator on a scuba tank. And I breathed through the mask itself, and it breathed in and out of that came the various paces of Vader breathing.
This memorable sound not only added to the character's mystique but served as a crucial reminder of Darth Vader's life support suit. While these three individuals made impact contributing to the characters throughout the original films, it's worth noting that the numerous other talented artists, costume designers, and crew members that also played these significant roles in bringing Darth Vader to life on the silver screen. The collaboration nature of the character's creation served as a testament to the multi-faced process of filmmaking, especially when it comes to crafting such an enduring and influential figure in cinematic history. Darth Vader has certainly impacted so many lives, with people saying I can relate with his character development.
From a certain point of view.
As a fan of the Galactic Empire and characters such as Darth Vader, Thrawn, and Emperor Palpatine, I previously explained in a video review of Star Wars Outlaws, my first encounter of the completion of the game. I explained my first encounter with the franchise and how it changed me. Check it out in the description down below to link you to that video. And while you're there, please hit the subscribe button. So, as a Darth Vader fan, I had heard he had been featured in EA Respawn's Jedi Fallen Order and also been featured in Star Wars Outlaws. After playing both and seeing them over and over and over again, I was impressed on how Jedi captured the Darth Vader role more than what Ubisoft did. Darth Vader's character arc is a complex journey centered around the Skywalker saga. Originally known as Anakin Skywalker, he was a human slave from Tatooine with a unknown birth background. Anakin dreamt of being a Jedi from a young age, even though to be about 8 or 9 years old in the film. After destroying a droid control ship, he was accepted into the Jedi Order after first being denied. During his Jedi training, Anakin began having visions of his mother in pain back on Tatooine. Upon returning to his home planet, he discovered she had been freed from slavery and married a farmer who fell in love with her. However, he then learned she had been kidnapped by Tusken Raiders. Anakin found the camp, but it was too late. This tragedy had sparked his first step towards the dark side as he murdered all the Tusken Raiders in revenge of his mother's death. Anakin's fall to the dark side finally came to a climax in episode 3, triggered by dreams of his wife Padme dying in childbirth. Chancellor Palpatine revealed himself as Darth Sidious, the Sith Lord that the Jedi had been looking for. He offered to Anakin to save Padme using the Force beyond the Jedi's abilities, known to audiences as the dark side of the Force. The moment came when Anakin returned to find Mace Windu and Darth Sidious locked in combat, each claiming the other were a traitor to the Republic. The confrontation ended with Windu losing his hands and thrown outside the window to the Chancellor's main office to fall to his death. Though Anakin questioned his actions, Darth Sidious assured him he was fulfilling his destiny. From that moment on, Anakin ceased to exist and Darth Vader was born. As for his black armored suit, it was revealed in one of the most epic, tearful, dramatic lightsaber battles in Star Wars history. Obi-Wan was forced to strike down his former apprentice, showing audiences the missing piece of the puzzle between Anakin and the black suited Vader we first saw. Obi-Wan severed Anakin's remaining arm and both legs. Filled with emotion and heartbreak, Obi-Wan watched his brother, his friend, and his fellow Jedi burn alive, screaming, "I hate you." Saved later by Darth Sidious, Darth Vader was placed with cybernetic enhancements Following his near-fatal injuries on Mustafar, Vader was fitted with a advanced life support suit that not only kept him alive, but also adjusted his physical strength. This suit includes a respirator system that relates his breathing, producing the iconic sound. Prosthetic limbs that grant him superhuman strength and agility. A helmet with enhanced visual and audio capabilities. Armored plating that offers protection against blasters. These cybernetic enhancements were necessary for his key survival, also served to make Darth Vader an even more fearsome opponent in combat situations. Now, with a basic understanding of Darth Vader's background, let's compare his portrayal in the different video games. EA's Darth Vader in Jedi Fallen Order shocked audiences with his compelling storyline, authenticity, voice acting, and impressive visual effects. From his imposing walk cycle to detailed motion capture, this version of Vader left a strong impact on gamers and Star Wars core fans across the community. In contrast, Ubisoft's Outlaws version to Darth Vader falls short, particularly with Vader's movement.
Zurich-based syndicate has infiltrated the underworld into the farthest reaches of the galaxy. We are on the verge of uncovering the rebel network. This is an unqualified success for the ISB.
The Sith Lord's walk cycle is poorly notable, resembling a gangster from GTA 5 rather than imitating the figure we know. It's important to remember that Vader's prosthetic legs cause him so much pain as it is established in canon. This is why in Empire Strikes Back Episode 5, it introduces us to Vader's private chambers for the first time. These chambers, called Quabrat, serves as a meditation chamber and a life support pod, allowing Vader to survive without his helmet and mask. In comic books, we see a more vulnerable side of Vader, revealing his true emotions of regret and his loneliness and loss for his wife, Padme. Ubisoft also fell short in recreating Vader's iconic sound and vocal audio.
Zarek Besh has not found a single member of the Rebel Alliance,
which came across as a poor imitation. It is hard to believe that Ubisoft worked closely with Lucasfilm to produce this trash of an insult to one of the key characters of the universe. If I had a choice which company should produce Star Wars games for the next 10 years, I'd pick EA games each time. EA has constantly provided their strong connection with the franchise through their Star Wars projects. I can't quite understand why Lucasfilms chose Ubisoft. The only reason I can think of is that in recent years, Ubisoft has been pushing a DEI, diverse, equality, and inclusive agenda, which might have caught Lucasfilm's attention as they adopted a similar approach in most of their recent projects. But that is just my opinion on the matter. What do you think? Which Darth Vader portrayal do you prefer and why? Thank you for watching and be sure to check out my review on Outlaws. Until the next time, may the Force be with you all.